So much of the stuckness that new parents feel is about waiting to feel better instead of deliberately restoring your resources. This is not advice. This is not a checklist. This is not someone telling you to sleep when the baby sleeps. The replenishment isn't separate from the job. It is a huge part of the job. Co-regulation, that thing I talked about before that your baby needs from you, you need it too. You can't give your baby what you're also not actively giving yourself in the form of replenishment. So what does it look like to actively replenish yourself? This is obviously going to be personal for everyone. And my goal for you is to try one thing 2 minutes a day. That's it. You always have to start smaller than you think when you're trying to make changes. I'm going to touch on some ideas, and I want you to take one of these ideas and for 2 minutes a day, try it out. Let's start with sleep. And I often get a lot of pushback on this, so bear with me. Getting even 4 or 5 hours of straight sleep, uninterrupted sleep once a day can make a huge difference in your risk for postpartum depression and anxiety. This might mean planning for more support at night, taking shifts at night, talking to your partner, talking to your mother-in-law, whatever it is. But taking 2 minutes to problem solve ways for you to get 4 or 5 hours of straight sleep can make a very meaningful difference in your mood and your regulation. Yes, it might require using a bottle to feed your baby. Yes, it might require inconveniencing someone else. Protecting 5 hours continuous sleep for you once a day. Okay, let's talk about social support. I want to encourage you to have people visit you. The social contact is huge, not just for reducing the feeling of isolation, which is unfortunately way too common among new parents, but for having real human contact. Not texts, not TikTok, a real person in the flesh visiting you regularly can help reduce feelings of overwhelm. My neighbor became an instrumental part of my newborn experience. I felt like I could always call her and we could have a cup of coffee together on the floor of my living room with my baby and his bouncer. But that human contact made a huge difference, especially when my husband went back to work. If one of those people is able to help you feel heard and understood, even better. If you talk about a TV show you're watching, that's fine too. Human contact and conversation with someone who is not your baby is essential. Even if this is 2 minutes a day, even if this is the checkout person at the grocery store. Human contact. All right, let's talk about some of the more kind of mundane but practical help. Things like doing dishes, washing bottles, washing all those pump parts, folding laundry, emptying the dishwasher, making you a sandwich. This stuff is hard to do in those early weeks, and having some extra support with this takes something off your plate. Whether you've made a decision that a partner is going to take over some of these tasks. Again, mother-in-law, neighbor, whoever it is. Have a plan for who is doing what. It cannot all fall to you, especially once a partner goes back to work. And lastly, something we call appraisal support, which means someone reflecting back to you that you're doing a good job. You are. If you care enough about your baby to spend time figuring out how to help yourself, become a better parent, and get through this difficult phase, you're doing a good job. If you need to write a Post-it note to yourself and leave it on your bathroom mirror of words that you need to hear, hang in there. This is hard. This feels really hard because it is actually really hard every single day. If you have a partner or other very involved caregiver, speak up about asking for this reassurance if that is something you feel comfortable doing. Yes, other people are going to do things differently for you. And if you're like me, you're going to think it's not as good. It's okay. It's hard to tolerate someone else doing things differently, especially with your new baby. But as long as your baby is safe, it's okay. Let them figure it out. They're going to do bath time differently. They're going to give a bottle differently. It's okay. And I would say it's even better for your baby to have different experiences of being safe and cared for with different people and different styles of doing so. Okay, gentle movement. Gentle, rhythmic movement, not a HIIT workout. Research confirms that moderate aerobic exercise stimulates endorphins and releases tension in your body. It helps regulate the neuroendocrine pathways that help with mood, sleep, and stress. The key word here is moderate. The postpartum nervous system needs rhythm, not adrenaline. Slow walks, gentle stretching, postpartum yoga, movement that says to the body, we're safe, we're not being chased, we can slow down. Ideally, this is done outside, weather and logistics permitting. If not, it's okay to be inside, but high intensity exercise too soon can actually backfire, spiking cortisol in a system that's already flooded with it. So try to avoid this in the early weeks and months. And again, always check with your doctor about whether you're cleared to do any level of exercise.